If you've been on this channel before, this is gonna look a little bit different to what I normally put out. There's a big reason for that, and a lot of that has to do with probably the title of this video. This is the Extreme Budget Challenge, and I'm taking that a step further past what I carry, and that's gonna be what I use to make videos. And normally, what I use to make videos is this $2,000 camera setup. So I have the Canon EOS RP, the Canon 24-70 f4 lens, and the Rode Video Mic Go. I don't remember what this mic is called, but altogether it costs around $2,000. So now I'm using my iPhone, and I guess the whole purpose of this video is to say that EDC doesn't have to be expensive. Good gear doesn't have to be expensive. And is it worth spending the extra money to get nicer stuff? With that said, let's get into what I'm going to be carrying over the next probably couple of weeks. Starting with what you've been seeing on the wrist, and that is going to be the watch. Now, this one is the Casio HDC 700. Now, Casio's budget watches have really weird names, but this one is an inexpensive watch. Comes in at about $40. And what I love about Casio is they're relatively inexpensive, but at the same time, you're getting a ton of use out of them. This is basically a budget G-Shock. You're getting the G-Shock look and pretty much all the performance in a package that comes in at about half the cost. But what I'm gonna be doing throughout this is I'm gonna show you what I will be carrying and what I normally carry. And so what I normally carry as a watch, what I normally wear, is this one by Vair. This is the C5 field watch, and it's a nice field watch. This one happens to be about $150, which is pretty expensive as far as most of us go. I know in the grand scheme of watches, it's not the most expensive, it's not the most fancy, but for guys like us, most of us, $150 for a watch is up there. And so that's the one that I've been carrying and wearing for a while now, but this is the one that's gonna be on the wrist for a long time. And now let's get into pens, because the pen that I normally carry is one of the most expensive pieces of gear that I have, and that is this guy. So this is the Billet Spin Cam Pen in zirconium, and being zirconium, that makes it expensive. This pen is $280. But to contrast that, the pen that I'm going to be carrying is this guy. This is the Olight O Pen Mini. A little tiny bolt action pen that costs $12, which, if my math is correct, which I assume it is a lot less expensive than that Cam pen. And this is one of my favorite budget pens because it is still a really good pen for what you're paying for. I think they could charge probably 20, 30 bucks for this pen, and I would be totally fine with that. But moving on to flashlights. So the flashlight that I normally carry is gonna be the Olight Baton 3 Pro Max. Now I love this light. Since I got it, I maybe have charged it twice. And this is my mainstay in my work bag, my work EDC. I use this light all the time because that right there. This is the main reason that this light almost never leaves my pocket at work. Well, never leaves my person at work. It leaves my pocket because I use it all the time. But I love this light. It's $100. Contrast that with the pen that the light that I will be using, which is the Olight i3T EOS. This light right now is $15, so $75, $85 less than the Pro Max, but it still puts out a really decent amount of light for the money. Again, 15 bucks and you're getting a light that puts out 108 lumens on the high end. About 15, I wanna say, 15, 5 or 10 lumens, somewhere around there. Low output, high output. And for most of us, 100 lumens is gonna get the job done every single time. So that's why I decided to go with this one. And the last piece of gear that I will be switching out for extremely budget is the knife. Now, the knife I normally carry is the Ferrum Forge Crux. A very nice knife, S35 VN blade, titanium handle scales with a milled titanium pocket clip. Now the action on this guy is pretty good. Price on the Crux is anywhere between $150 to $200, depending on where you get it. If you're getting it secondary, if you're getting it new, just depends. That's just the prices that I've seen in the last time that I looked at prices on it. But the knife that I am going to be carrying is one that most of us are probably familiar with. It's very cheap, it's very inexpensive, and that knife is the Gerber Paraframe. And honestly, this knife is not a bad knife. The steel could be better, yes, but that's kind of one of my only complaints. Pocket clip could be tip up. I would appreciate that, but pocket clip is a pocket clip. As far as the knife being a tool, this isn't bad. I consider myself fairly decent at sharpening, and so that's why I don't mind carrying this knife. Because if I need to sharpen it, I will. So these are the items that I will be carrying over the next probably at least 2 weeks. I'll give an update in 2 weeks to see how this is holding up. I'll probably post some shorts, some reels over on my Instagram, but I'm going ultra budget for now, and we'll see where that takes us. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what your guys' EDCs are. If you're staying more on the budget end, or if you're spending all that dough, let me know down in the comments below. And with all that said, until next time, peace.